All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're back up here, Jimmy Britt, and we are making some videos, and I just got done making a video about how this package, the Tradesman Power Wagon package, is officially removed from Ram's website. We don't know what's happening on there. That video is out, watch it, or it'll be coming out. But I want to make a video talking about what maybe you would do if you wanted one of these. You see me having one, you've been watching some videos on it, you were thinking about buying one in 2026. Maybe it's coming back. Maybe it's just removed because they're not making it offered anymore for 2025. Don't know yet. We don't know what's happening or what they're thinking. We also know the Warlock is coming. What do you do? Here's my thoughts. After having this thing for 3,500 miles, running a heck of a lot of swamp time with it and things like that, if you're looking for this truck and it's not available, do you buy the Power Wagon? Do you buy the new 2026 2500 Warlock? Do you buy a like a Bighorn or something like that and do it up the way you want, or a Laramie if you're looking for it, or what do you do? So we're gonna keep this video about 2500s, but we do have to throw the other elephant in the room in here too, which is now the option of a 1500. Sorry, they're still open here, but because you do not get the, in the 2500, you do not get an actual rear locker. You can only get limited slip differential unless you get a Power Wagon. A Power Wagon has limited slip differential automatically, but it also has the front and rear lockers. Okay, I will be honest with you, in all these miles so far, I have not touched my locker except to test it. I have not needed to because of the fact that I have that limited slip, and that limited slip is so tight. It is so good in a Ram. And on our last one, our 2500, even a traction control on our 2019 was so good. I had F-150s and my wife hated them in the wintertime in the snow. We lived in northern Michigan. She hated them in the snow, how they slid around everywhere. They were all over the roads. But when we got that Ram 2500, she loved it. She's like, this thing, you can't move it. Even in the snow, you can't knock it off track. It doesn't, you can't do nothing. It's just flawless. And she loved it. Ram, Jeep, okay, all of them, Ram and Jeep, run amazing systems in here, and their limited slip in this truck, phenomenal. I tried to make a video where I could show you the difference between the rear locker and the limited slip. I tried it 2 different times where I got this thing basically kind of like in a stuck position where I knew one wheel would have, where it'd have to break free, to try to show you so that you would see that wheel spin and then the other one kick in and do like we've done with the, like I did with the Toyota, like I've shown you with the Jeep. Okay, that thing, no, can't do it. Can't even make the video, even creepy, because as soon as that wheel moves, that one locks right up. But I couldn't even make the videos 2 times. Wasted so much time trying to and couldn't even do it. So my opinion, Ram's limited slip is just basically almost like a locker, and you never have to touch a button or turn it on. I made a video about the LSD in this. You'll see it pretty soon, and I was caught off guard going down a road that I thought was pretty okay, and all of a sudden the floor fell out of it, and I sunk into peanut butter mud. It was like, you know, like 10 inches deep. You'll see it. I'm wearing 17-inch snake boots, and it's over half my boot height, and then not to mention the holes that were in it. And it took it like a champ in 2-wheel drive with the LSD kicking in on there, and you could even feel it kicking. It was amazing. So like I said, I do believe that the Warlock option with that is gonna be a heck of a truck. I also believe the Power Wagon version is going to be, always is an excellent truck. However, the downside is the Power Wagon is super crazy expensive, and they don't make a ton of them, so they don't deal as well. Same with this. You're not going to get 25% off on one of these. You know, it's hard to do, but maybe, you know, you can get with these Warlocks becoming more popular. The 1500 Warlocks are starting to show up a lot more. Maybe a 2500 Warlock might be something that you can get a lot better deal on. And this has a MSRP starting price of about $65,000 for this, the Tradesman version. The Warlock is coming in, according to what we're seeing online, the 2026 Warlock version of this doesn't have the front or rear lockers, but has the LSD in the rear, the skid plates, the lift. It's got a lot of the features. 20-inch wheels, looks amazing. It's going to be starting at $57,000 for a 2500. Okay, with that setup. So it's kind of pretty exciting, actually. I'm pretty fired up to see what happens with that truck. But I would still buy this over that if this was available, because it's only, you know, you do the math in reality. you're only talking a few grand more, you know, whatever it is, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 more. For me, I like this, but now owning it, you also get the winch and stuff like that. And that Warlock might be the better one. Imagine a $57,000 MSRP Warlock, a 2500, limited slip in the back that does phenomenal, four-wheel drive, lift on it like this, and you're able to get it for, it's got a 57 MSRP, even coming in at 58. You're gonna get it for, if you get it for 50 grand, $50,000. That is a excellent deal. 49 maybe. So man, you know, and you get a 100,000 mile warranty possibly. That would save you, you know, $2,000 if you didn't want to buy an extended one. At least you had powertrain. That's a lot to take in. It's a lot to consider. Now, the Power Wagon is always an option, but the Power Wagon probably in 2026 you're gonna be pushing $80,000. That is a lot of money. When you compare $80,000 Power Wagon, limited, you know, or Laramie trim, but if you were to compare that as an off-road truck to a 2026 Warlock 2500, you lose the front and rear lockers, you still gain the amazing LSD in the back. Very easy to put a winch on the front, not gonna be complicated to do at all. If you wanted a winch on the front, I would not. I would throw the winch in the back. This winch is really for me to pull other people out with. Again, where I live down here in the swamps, I don't wanna keep going forward. If I'm getting stuck, it's because I don't wanna keep going forward. I wanna back out. So I want a winch in the bed. And when it gets to hurricane season, when it gets ugly out here, I will still carry my X-Bull 13,000 pound winch on a hitch cradle in the bed of this truck so that I can use it to pull myself out backwards. We will have that in there. So I would not worry about the winch on the front that you get with the Power Wagon. You do the math, you're looking at $80,000, call it 70 when you're all said and done, or 49, you're still talking $20,000 difference between a full true trim Power Wagon and a Warlock. I don't know what I do. And then since we're not getting the lockers here, you know, I mean, realistically, you look at a Warlock, a 1500 Warlock, now you're giving up the solid front axle. You're going from a 6.4 Hemi to the Hurricane or the 5.7, something that you got to consider and think about. But a Warlock trim and 1500 does give you the rear locker, which is great. And, you know, and so you get that option. The skid plates in there. You could put a little lift on it, put 35s on a Warlock. Not very hard to do. Just like I got 35s on there. There's so many different things that you can do. And you can get that Warlock for, you know, mid 40s, I think they're 50,000, whatever they are. I don't remember, but they're not unreal. So again, options. You got options. I don't know what the best answer is, but it is sad that this trim is going to leave and tuck away, or maybe they're bringing it back. But if I'm asking myself honestly, if this was done and I wasn't going to keep it this year, and I was, you know, if I was trying to buy one of these right now, I don't know. There's so many ways it could go. I would probably lean towards the Warlock version of this truck, or because you could also, maybe you don't like the Warlock trim level. Now the playing field is even. Since this truck is, according to now on a website, this truck is pulled out of the equation, the whole rest of the trim level is evened out. Now you still have the Power Wagon up there again, 80 grand. But when you start looking at the options as far as Bighorn, Tradesman, Bighorn, Laramie, those are all still available in this trim, you know, in those trims. But, you know, you can get that LSD limited slip rear differential. You can get the skid plates. You can get the stuff like that. You can fit 35s on them. You can get it with the 6.4 and do everything you want to. And you can, you know, that's a pretty dang impressive option, really. You know, the more you think about it and the more I run this thing. I will say, the tires make it. I have only been in Georgia for 3 years, so being here, everything is still new to me, and I'm learning. I've run now 4 trucks through here since being here, and I love what I'm doing here. But it's so different than the Midwest and up in Michigan. In Michigan, the mud tires were not that big of a deal. They really weren't. Again, because of the terrain. Down here, it's everything. But I ran my Tacoma on an aggressive all-terrain. I ran my Gladiator on 2 different all-terrain version tires down here. We have Tina ZR2 on there. We had the 4Runner on Falcons on there, all-terrain tires. And I'm telling you, this truck, and I ran my 2019 Ram 2500 Cummins truck that we had, Bighorn version. We ran that down here when we were coming down here at the camper all the time and running it in the swamps with Falcon AT3s on it. And I'm telling you that these tires, I'm assuming it's the tires, these tires just blow the doors off of what these trucks can do. These tires are everything. These tires, I've never seen anything be so important to this, because it can't be the truck. The truck is heavier than a Gladiator, and is bigger than a Gladiator, and yet, in my opinion, from what I'm driving in these places, it blows the Gladiator out of the water. I'm getting less wheel spin. I'm not struggling. I'm not losing momentum. I'm not, all that stuff is so much better in this. And I have to believe it has to do with the tires. The Gladiator Rubicon, you know, is technically, should be better than this, but I believe the all-terrain tires on the Gladiator were the limiter, where here I have true Falcon MT mud terrains on this, which take it to another level. Now, I don't have mud terrains on a Gladiator to compare, but I'm assuming that's the case. So knowing that, it tells me that, again, down here, you could probably get by with a very good mud tire like this and not needing a front locker, like I had to use my front locker all the time in my Gladiator. But again, I was on all terrains. Now, being on mud terrains, I might not need the front locker very much. I have not even used the front or the rear in this yet. That limited slip rear diff, I love it. I straight up love it. I don't have to touch a button. I don't have to think about it. Like I said, you'll see in that LSD video, maybe I can put a little clip in here, maybe. But I hit that stuff and I hit the gas now. Whoa, whoa, and she just goes right through it like no big deal. It was in two-wheel drive. Wait till you see how far I went two-wheel drive. Then I stopped. I thought, oh, let's see how this is. We're going to make a video out of this. Put it in four-wheel drive. And oh my God, insane what it went through. So, like I said, food for thought. In my opinion, maybe it's a very bad thing that this trim is gone, because I love it and I'd buy it again in a heartbeat, hands down, no doubt. But saving 7, 6, 7, 8, 10K, going to a Warlock version in 2026, possibly 100,000 mile warranty, and having that rear limited slip, take the 20s off, put some 17s on with some 35-inch mud terrains, slap a winch in the bed of the truck, call her good, save yourself a whole bunch of money. Could very well possibly be the way to go. Food for thought anyway. I'd like to know what you're thinking. Thanks for watching.